Raleigh, this should be a real barn burner here tonight.
We are looking forward to it. The competition has been great up till now, and that's the reason we anticipate another tight battle. Here they come. It's Chris Hopkins on the stand, and here with the call is Russ Dowd.
The pace car is in, and the green flags are out. We are racing. It's feature time here at Stafford. Car number 96, Kurt Brainerd, sets the pace very early in this event as he leads the open wheel modified through turns 1 and 2. Everybody makes it around the first couple of turns. We've got a car with a little problem over the back straightaway. Everybody seems to make it through. However, it looks to be the 2 car of Rick Donnelly. Back down across the stripe. Johnson is right on the rear bumper of Brainerd as we head back for turn number 1. It is the Donnelly automobile. No, that is the Rich Derry car, as he finds himself way off the pace. Car number 2 for Rich Derry. Meanwhile, we exit turn 4 this time, and Kurt Brainerd, who has run very, very well here all evening long, is continuing to set the pace with the Kansas sign shop machine. The 27 of White goes around into the infield. He's headed in the right direction. If he can just keep that baby running, Raleigh, we're going to be in business.
Okay, come on there, baby. White does fire it up, and he'll pull right back out, and will stay under green. Off the turn they come. Brainerd continuing to set the hot pace. Kenny Johnson rolling along very nicely right behind him. Steve Shawansky now bidding for the number 4 spot. And Shawansky has it. And Christopher right behind him. Teddy takes over the number 5 spot in car 13. Heading for the turn. Slower car in the way. It's smoking. And the field will try to work their way around him. Look out below.
Unbelievably, everybody makes it through, but the yellow flag comes out. We've got another car that has spun over in turn number 4.
Our previous winners were Mike Christopher, Bo Gunning, and Dennis Gator last week after the Paquette car was disqualified because of a motor problem.
You know, Raleigh, I don't know where we'd be without...
Well, and just in the nick of time, back comes Larry Ross in the 23. He's got a long way to go, though, and here's Russ.
Green flag back out, and they jump on the throttles. This time, however, it is Kenny Johnson in car number 53. The entire field into turn number 1. Johnson, Brainerd still right there. Look at Teddy Christopher with the red number 13 down low all the way up to third already. After having started deep in the pack, it is an unbelievable run for him. Back down across the stripe we go. Ted Christopher looks now to the outside of Kurt Brainerd. Shawansky in the 57 is there. Potter in the 51 also making a move towards the front of this pack. Keep an eye on the 82 of Mike Christopher and the 33 of Bo Gunning as well. Here comes Teddy up to the high side of Brainerd. Through 3 and 4 they run. Kurt maintains a good, strong run in the low groove. And Teddy is going to have to earn this one if he wants to make it by. Teddy takes it deep into turn 1, but Brainerd again has a good bite down low. Steve Shawansky is right there knocking at the door with car number 57. 3 cars under a blanket in their challenge for the 2nd spot. Teddy takes the car in very deep into turn 3, is able to inch ahead as they enter turn 4, and Christopher now finds himself in 2nd. Brainerd is back into 3rd.
A little contact between Christopher and Gator. Gator got a little bit loose. Christopher had no place to go, but they both managed to hold their positions. Now Christopher in the 82 moves ahead of Gator.
Back down across the line. Your leader is car number 53. The Johnson chassis sponsored car number 53 of Kenny Johnson. Ted Christopher took a quick peek to the low side, did not make the move. Here comes Bob Potter challenging for 3rd, right down underneath the 57 of Shawansky. It's Johnson, followed by Christopher, Potter, Shawansky, Brainerd, and here comes Bo Gunning. Into turn number 1. Gunning runs very, very high. A challenge for the lead very quickly. It is Ted Christopher out in front, car number 13. That challenge came and went. Bingo. He made it look so easy. Johnson, a great run for Kenny tonight, too.
Uh-oh, Kenny with a problem. Gets sideways, loses a lot of spots. Manages to work his way back on the track. No caution. Save that one. Chalk up a good one for Kenny. To the line they come. Teddy now will be feeling the heat from both Potter and Shawansky as they duel for the second spot. And Potter takes it over. A great move by the veteran. And the number 51 is running second.
10 laps are in the books. We've got 20 to go, and we've got the hot shoes in this division all now looking to pick up a win. Here comes Mike. He is down low underneath the 33 of Bo Gunning. Can't make the move. Has to tuck it back in. It is Ted Christopher, Bob Potter, Steve Shawansky, Bo Gunning, Mike Christopher in that order. Closes that door very quickly, and Mike Christopher has to settle back in.
And then comes the big group as they continue to battle, with Brainerd still holding the top spot in that gang. But here comes Frank Wainwright. No, shuts the door, does Mr. Brainerd. And Wainwright taps Brainerd. And working his way underneath and moving up under Wainwright is Zambelli with a good move. The number 18 looking strong. Now our leaders work their way down the backstretch.
Trouble in turn one. We've got them scattered all over the place. It appears to be the Zambelli car is one. Frank Wainwright. The 14 of Mike Iwanizko is able to drive away. And we've got another car that is backing away, which could be the Scott Poirier car number 6.
Face the green. Chris keeping an eye on everything, making sure nobody's getting too much of a jump. And here we go, looking for the restart. And here they are.
Green flag back out, and once again, they come down the line. It is Ted Christopher and Bob Potter running side by side. They dive deep into turn number 1, maintain that side-by-side elbow-to-elbow positioning. Off the second turn, Potter now inches ahead into turn number 3. Teddy keeps the pressure on down low. Potter does not give up an inch. Potter gets sideways. Unbelievable. He puts the car sideways, drops it right down in front of the leader, and maintains the advantage. You talk about a drive. That is Bob Potter at his finest. Potter, Christopher running 1 and 2. An unbelievable move, and now they're 3 wide as they head into turn number 3. Bo Gunning got caught right down to the bottom of the racetrack, thought better of it, and backed out of it. So now Mike Christopher and Steve Shawansky are going at it in a real classic battle for second. Now, here we go. It is Teddy finding running room underneath Bob Potter. How will this one work out? It's almost a carbon copy of what we had a few laps ago. Potter on the outside, Teddy down on the inside. As they exit 4, they almost touch. They come together again. Potter has a slight advantage into turn number 1. They each work hard at it, and they make contact. Teddy gets down into the infield, and Potter goes on his merry way. So it is Ted Christopher now with a long, tough row to hoe to get back up front to chase down the 51 of Bob Potter. Then it is Mike Christopher, car number 82, running next.
And the cars string out pretty well, but keep an eye out for challenges. Another man running well is Jerry Savage in the 88, having his best run in a while, as he now runs in 8th place. And we'll keep an eye and see if he can challenge. And we'll keep an eye on the 13 of Christopher, see if he can work his way back. He passes one car as he tries to get back into contention. He's looking for a caution flag right now. Black flag for Fred Peckham in the 49. Smoking. That will be it for Peckham. Uh-oh. There she goes, and she blows. The 18 of Zambelli apparently losing an engine and fluid flying everywhere.
The 88 of Savage also getting caught up in that, and there is one other car in that we're unable to pick out at the moment.
The 53 of Johnson has blown, and the 18 of Zambelli pulls away. You can see smoke coming out also.
And, of course, the Jerry Savage car,
from the
88.
Savage car smoking heavily. Apparently a hose gone. It would appear from here anyway.
That, of course, the most dangerous spot on the racetrack to lose an engine, lose a radiator hose, a power steering hose, whatever, because the cars are doing close to 125, 130 miles per hour right at that particular spot, just as they lift the throttle.
For the Connecticut Classic 150.
And the lovely Rick Fuller. They will be a bumper of that, baby.
All right, there we go.
They got that word all right.
This was a break, certainly, for Ted Christopher, as this gets him back into contention now in the 13 car after his spin a little while ago.
To the front of the pack, so we'll see what he does here tonight. All right. Green flag is out, and they're already up to speed as they exit turn 4. Mike Christopher on the high side. Bob Potter is on the low side. And it is car number 2 of Rick Donnelly right there, knocking at the door as well. A side-by-side battle for the lead, and Potter begins to inch ahead into turn 3. Michael does not give up 1 square inch of real estate, however. Back down off of 4 and to the start-finish line. The 51 of Potter remains out in front.
Now the field starts to spread out, except right up there in front, so keep your eyes on our front runners. They're really going at it. Steve Shawatsky getting into that picture now, too, and Bo Gunning starting to close the gap. We've got ourselves about a 7-way battle for this top spot.
Eddie Christopher now has the 21 car in his sight and closes very, very quickly on the rear bumper of Frank Cardile. A challenge now as Rick Donnelly is right there knocking at the door. Donnelly has been very, very impressive in that car number 2 all season long. Runs in the 2nd spot. Christopher has just dropped, kicked back into 3rd. Shawansky is in 4th. Bo Gunning is 5th. Dennis Gaeta is in the 6th spot. Frank Cardile runs next, followed by Ted Christopher in the 13th. 8 cars, nose to tail, off the turn. Every one of them very capable to take down a win here. Question is, in 8 circuits, who will it be?
Now, Potter gets himself a little breathing room. Surprise, surprise. And now, as we say that, Donnelly starts to close back up the gap again.
Rick Donnelly, of course, is a very, very talented chauffeur. Cut his teeth on the real bull rings of the Northeast and shines every time he comes here to Stafford, and he has been here on a regular basis the last couple of seasons. Potter, however, is the master. There is no 2 ways about that. He showed his stuff a little bit earlier tonight. Continues to show that he knows the short way around this racetrack. Car number 51. The P&J Tire, Freddie's TV sponsored. Bob Potter driven, car number 51. 5 laps remain. 5 to go for Potter, for Donnelly, for Mike Christopher, Steve Shawansky, Bo Gunning, Dennis Gaeta, Frank Cardile, Ted Christopher. Top 3 cars have managed to pull away just a little bit from the rest of the pack. And Bob Potter is the man setting a torrid pace out here tonight. We've got a spin. It's Bo Gunning down through the infield with car number 33. And that car comes to a complete halt. We could very easily, in fact we do now, have a caution. Bo gets back out onto the racetrack with the 33, but not before the caution flag comes out. Christopher, Steve Shawansky, Dennis Gaeta, Frank Cardile, Ted Christopher, John Anderson, Brian Cipriani, Larry Ross. Pace car is in, front row, on the throttle. Almost glued together. Here they come, down to the green flag of Chris Hopkins. Potter has an advantage as they take it back to turn 1. Potter and Donnelly. Donnelly now really hooked up in the high groove. Even Steven off the turn, down the backstretch. Michael is right there, knocking at the door as well. 3 cars glued together, challenging for the lead. Donnelly on the high side, they rub wheels. Everybody makes it through okay. Potter and Donnelly once again in that high groove. Tries to make the move up and around Potter. We have 2 laps to go. 2 laps, that's all that's left in this feature event for the Winston Racing Series Modifieds, and Donnelly now leads them off the turn in a brand new leader as we complete lap 28. Rick Donnelly leads them off the second turn, down the backstretch. Bob Potter runs second. Mike Christopher is in third. Here comes Teddy seeking position number 4. White flag one more time around. Can Potter regain the lead? He looks to the inside. Deep into turn one he goes. Potter is right down to the bottom of the racetrack. Donnelly is up on the high side. They're side by side. This will be a photo finish as the two drivers head for turn number 3. Off the 4th turn, side by side. Yellow flag is out. The yellow flag was displayed, and we are waiting for the reason for it. The Brian Cipriani car was in the infield, and we were also glued on the front runners, and we completely missed that. Now here's how it will go. The cars will come down. They will pick up the green flag next time by. The checker will fly. So it will be green to checker. Remains out. Put your hands on the radio, say hallelujah. We're about ready to get underway again. The pace car is in. Donnelly jumps on the throttle. Green flag comes out. Rick Donnelly has the advantage and 2 laps to go. Bo gunning right up against the wall as they come down the front straightaway as he tries to make a run to the front. White flag this time by Potter. Once again looks to the inside of Donnelly. Donnelly closes the door in turn 3. Through 3 and 4 they go. Potter once again takes a look. Can't make the move. Will he try the outside? We've got 2 cars that are tangled up between turns 3 and 4. This is a Malox moment. A couple of cars tangled up. One was the John Anderson car, we believe, the 75. Peter Locke now begins to distance himself with the pace car. Looks like we're set. Green is out, and Donnelly once again grabs the advantage. Christopher tries to find running room under Potter, but Potter sticks the nose down low, pulls right into the rear bumper of Donnelly. They run through turns 1 and 2. Off the 2nd turn, down the backstretch. Potter right on the rear bumper of Donnelly. But here comes Teddy. Teddy Christopher up on the high side, up with his brother. White flag is out one more time around. It is Donnelly, Potter, Christopher, and Christopher. They've dropped back single file. How will it shake out as they head back down to the start-finish line and the checkered flags from Chris Hopkins? Here they come. Car number 2. It is Rick Donnelly to claim the win. Potter is second, followed by Mike Christopher, Ted Christopher, Dennis Gita, Frank Carnell, and Bo Gunning. Whew. It don't get no better than that, honey. Car number 2X, Rick Donnelly out of Stratford, Connecticut. The Northeast Towing sponsored race car comes home with the win here tonight after a real barn burner in the Winston Racing Series Modified Division. Different winner in the Winston Racing Series Modified Division here for the 1993 season, Rick Donnelly. Tell you what, without further ado, let's go trackside, and Raleigh Jacobs awaits our winner, Rick Donnelly. Raleigh?
Okay, Russ. Okay, Russ. Lots of photographs to be taken first before Rick comes on out. Boy, I tell you, there's a smile that's as wide as can be on the face of this young man. I'm sure he's going to have some comments that will interest us all when he gets out here. Donnelly. Well, Rick, congratulations on an outstanding performance. You had to do it a few times there at the end, but I'm sure you're just as happy now.
Yeah, I was getting kind of worried there, all those restarts with all the speedy dry and stuff. I was lucky after I got by Bob on the outside. I was lucky I had the bottom after that because all the speedy dry was up top and stuff, and I was kind of glad to be in the bottom.
So that was a key to the victory then. And certainly you looked strong all night long. What's been going on with this car and crew?
Well, the crew ain't here tonight. I just got one guy here tonight, and Brad LaFontaine's been helping us out because we're short-handed and stuff, and that's about it.
How long since you've been in Victory Lane and here at Stafford?
This is the first time here at Stafford with the SKs.
All right, so it's got to be a very special moment for you then, Rick.
Yes, it is.
And to hold off the fellas you had to hold off, too, that makes it doubly sweet, I'm sure.
Yes. They're not going to believe it when they call up and they found out we won.
All right, congratulations, Rick. A super performance. Rick Donnelly.